So, come on. Go ahead, go ahead. So, um, my bad. Uh, I'm on the road, so a lot of y'all probably not gonna be able to see me that well. But I still have a message. Um, I want to talk about some with the people real quick. And I want us to pay attention, man. Like a lot of us is not paying attention because we too busy being distracted by what they keep throwing at us. And at the same time, we got real stuff going on. Like we got bills we trying to pay, beef we trying to settle, handle, or whatever. Like it's real things happening. But I want y'all to peep like what is going on, because a lot of us don't know what's really going on, right? But yo, like our community, we need to get it together fast, bro. Like fast. It's a lot of stuff happening. Like people are being pushed out of our neighborhoods, right? I live in New York City. I don't know where everybody else at, but I know one thing. When you go to different places, black people live in the same conditions. Like it don't matter where you go. Now there might be a little sprinkle here, a little sprinkle there, of like some wealthy folks doing certain things, but for the most part, on the average, like folks are living the same, like anywhere you go, in poverty, whether it's relative poverty or absolute poverty. People are living in like deplorable conditions, right? And for example, something that is happening in New York City is like people are being pushed out their neighborhoods. Like black people that have been there, living in those neighborhoods for decades, like they're being priced out, they're being pushed out. And if you look around, like people are being replaced, right? They're being replaced by other people. For example, I was in these projects the other day that at one point it was a certain demographic that lived there. I go to those projects now, I see African people, I see like other people, maybe Hispanic people, let's say maybe a lot of Hispanic people that live there. You see some other Hispanic folks. You see like an influx of other people coming in, and people that used to live there, not there no more. And it's not because they got a good job and leveled up and moved into a nice, affluent neighborhood. It's because people are being pushed out. So it's different ways that this happened, which is why I try to talk to people and I tell them like, yo, we gotta take care of our stuff. We gotta take care of our communities. So I'll give you one example. People, make sure y'all like the video and share it so people, so it can circulate. For example, people love complaining about gentrification. People love complaining about like, oh, the forceful displacement and like, making the community look nice for other people. Yeah, but when I ask people, but how did we take care of our community? How did we appreciate what we had? Like it only seems that we cry when we are no longer in that neighborhood, when we are no longer in the community. It's the time when we seem to kind of like want to complain. But while we were living in these communities, we didn't take care of them. We trashed them. We let our dogs poop all over the place, right? We pee in our hallways, in our staircases. Sometimes people even poop in them. Like, there's a lot of stuff happening. Like, we crush our weed. We throw the Dutch guts all over the place. We trash where we live. That doesn't make sense. We trash where we live. We don't care. We don't appreciate our communities. So then, when you either get locked up, shipped away, and if you lived in housing, you most likely probably are going to have a hard time even being able to live there when you return home. So now, they done got you up out of there, right? You no longer could come back there. And then you know, or if you lived in another building and then they start like pushing people out, harassing them, people to leave the apartment because they want to renovate it because they don't like you. Sometimes sometimes it's not necessarily that it's just racism, right? Some of us, we don't take care of the places we live in. We never took care of the apartment. We were some bad tenants, right? Landlords had a problem with us because we constantly did things, we damaged things. So it could be a whole bunch of things. The point I'm trying to get to is, you know, the saying that like you don't appreciate what you have until it's gone. That is like very true, because you see people complaining about all these other people coming in, XYZ. Now the community looks different. Now they renovated the park. Now they created bike lanes. I remember we didn't have no bike lanes when I was growing up. There were no bike lanes. You used to get a ticket for riding your bike on a sidewalk. You used to get a ticket for riding your bike on a sidewalk. But guess what? I always appreciated that I have a place to live, bro. There's so many people that are in the streets right now. I walk past countless people. Whether they're in the train station, whether they are out there in the streets, in the corners, in the middle of the block, wherever, just begging, asking people for $1, for some change. And if you got a home, you ungrateful. You're not gonna take care of your home. I don't understand. I don't get it. But check this out. They pushing us out, man. They're outpricing us. They're raising the rents. I mean, the rent gotta go up because of maintenance or whatever, right? But they doing stuff strategically. They're harassing. They are purposely not fixing certain things so that you can get tired or possibly move out, right? Then they're replacing you. They bring in an influx of people who don't understand your struggle, who don't understand the politics of this country. And guess what? They are grateful. They're happy to be here. They're happy for whatever crumbs that they're getting here. To us, we ungrateful. Not saying that we don't deserve better, but deserving better starts with you. Deserving better starts with me. But a lot of us, we're not grateful, and when you're not grateful for what you have, you're gonna mistreat it. Can y'all like the video so it can circulate, please? When you're not grateful for what you have, and that could be a place, a thing, or a person. A lot of times, how many times we take advantage of that nice girl that was there for us, that wanted to hold us down, that wanted to support us, and we took advantage of her. We used her, we abused her, right? We mishandled her, we mistreated her, and then the moment she was gone, we was regretting it. The moment like we was struggling out here to find a decent woman, we regretted it. Same thing happened with women, right? They play with the nice guy. The point is, so many people are ungrateful for the blessings that have been conferred upon them. So because they're ungrateful, they mistreated. They mistreated, right? So same thing is happening in our communities. A lot of us were not grateful for our communities, so we trashed them, right? We loot them, right? Like we don't clean them, and it's crazy because we are the ones who are suffering from this. We are the ones, like we walk down the street and we look at each other like we adversaries. We don't even appreciate each other. We don't even appreciate each other. How many of us come outside and you look at your brothers like an adversary? And then like dudes getting locked up. See these people, yo, by the time you figure out their plan, by the time you figure out what these people are up to, they're already on to the next plan. while we still stuck at the other plan. By the time we figure out like what's really going on, it's already a wrap. They moving on to the next 50 years of their plan. Like, these people are very organized. They strategically organized religiously, right? First, it was a religious conquest. Boom, they came in, they forced their religion on people, right? They forced this ideology, this doctrine. They twisted it up a little bit so that it could benefit them in what they was trying to do. Next, they came in with a value system, which is capitalism, right? They came in with a value system of goods, right? Consumer, making us the biggest consumers, right? Now we can't even get away from feeling like we need to have Jordan. We need to have something name brand. We need to have Gucci, Louis, Fendi. We need to go eat at the finest restaurants on dates. Like, we just need to have, like, the consumerism need that is plaguing us is crazy. But this is part of the plan. This is Shorty, Shorty is, I don't know, she's doing her own thing though. But this is part of the plan, right? They came in with this religious phase, then they came in with this value system to make us continuously and habitually be consumers, right? While they get rich, while they get their pockets fat, right? We can't wait to get our check. Some of us, before we even get the check, it's gone because we spent it on credit. So now we got to pay back. So they got us there, and then they added a little sauce to it. They added more divisiveness, racism, right? So now we cut off from even tapping into like other groups of people that might have came here that are facing the same conditions or are having the same issues by the wealthy people, right? So then they separated us, they cut us off from that, and then they took it even further, right? Now we having the gender issues, right? Now we having the gender, the sexuality, the isn't, like they just constantly keep sprinkling stuff in the mix that keep having us in these situations where we can't come together, bro. And the crazy thing is we have more similarities than differences. But these people are a well-organized, oiled machine, bro, and we losing bad. We losing bad. Like, they're pushing people out of their homes. I don't know if y'all paying attention. I don't know if this is going on in other cities, but I know gentrification and the plan to kind of like move certain people out is happening throughout the country. I'm speaking in New York specifically. They're pushing people out of their homes, man. Like, and then even in the projects, which seems to be the place where like most of the colored folks are living in New York City. They trying to privatize some of these projects, these housing projects, right? So, and then once that happens, ain't no telling what's gonna happen to the tenants. It's no telling. Meanwhile, we too busy, we too caught up. Like, I don't like you because you from that block over there, or you don't like inheriting beefs that we don't even know how they started. We inheriting beefs that we don't even know why they started, behind who, but we so ready to jump off the porch. We so ready to go out there in the field and prove our loyalty to the block. The block that's gonna be here when you gone. Because you gonna be gone. Because some of y'all gonna catch felonies, right? Some of y'all gonna catch felonies. Some of y'all was helping your family pay the rent, right? And then you lose sight. And what happens is you lose sight of the goal because you out there worrying about the block, or you got a rep, or you got to help somebody out. Next thing you know, you possibly go to jail. Now you're no longer contributing to the rent. You're no longer assisting in the rent being paid. And next thing you know, your family members get evicted. That's just like that. You out of that block, right? But we're not thinking about the big picture, man. We're not thinking, and as we keep fighting and bickering, yo, they playing us. They benefit from all of these things. They benefit from us growing up in single parent households, right? They benefit from us having a dysfunctional relationship with our relatives. They benefit from all of these things. And we too blind to see it. Because we weren't about the Super Bowl. Or we weren't about the NBA season. We weren't about all these other things. We become like these automatic robots. We go to work. We come home, if we even got a job. Then we come home and do the same thing, entertain ourselves. Go to work, come home, and just entertain ourselves. Like, we don't want to think about the reality. Never gonna change. As we sitting there distracted, bro, they signing, they changing all these things. Like, people don't even know who their council member is. And I'm not so big on going out there for the big vote. But what I'm saying is, like, you don't even know who local representatives is. Like, you know how much money Jay-Z got, though. You know how much money Diddy got. You know everything about these celebrities. But you don't know anything about your community. You don't know anything that affects you. You don't know who your assembly member is. You don't know who, like, your senator is. You don't know much. You don't know much. And each and every day that goes by, your ignorance is playing to your destruction. Low key. Your ignorance is playing to your destruction. Yo, them people are very organized, man. And they don't even really like each other like that, honestly. But they understand the purpose. They understand the goal. The goal is togetherness. The goal is we're stronger together. So we need to use that and utilize that to our advantage. But they very strategic, right? They very, very, very strategic. Meanwhile, we just lost in the sauce. Like we come outside and I see, and it took me a long time. It took me a long time to stop looking at people, stop looking at my brothers like you are out. Even though you couldn't mean me harm on some real stuff, right? Like, we know the realities. Sometimes in the hood, people be trying to get you, man. Which is why I try to minimize the risk. You know, our sisters think when we tell them, oh, maybe you shouldn't dress a certain way because you're going to bring a certain attention. Because they don't understand, right? Instead of them understanding and seeing, like, they probably know this. They just want, sometimes they just want to be rebellious. You know that most of the pictures that you have the most likes on are going to be pictures that you got the less clothes in them. Most of the pictures that you have with the most likes is going to most likely be pictures that you have the least amount of clothes in. So with that understanding that the more flesh you show, the more traction, the more likes, the more all of that stuff is going to work in your favor. It's the same thing I tell brothers, like, I don't go outside wearing chains and buying watches and wearing all of this drip. I don't go outside like that. I don't go outside doing those things. Why? Because I know there's people that's hungry out there. And I don't feel no kind of way about it. This is kind of way. It's like you tell them, protect yourself. Don't go out there and expose yourself, because you know you're gonna get more unwanted attention that you don't want. You keep saying you don't want that attention, but you keep doing things that is gonna bring that attention. And then you justify it by saying, well, maybe men should control themselves. Like, that does not fix the issue in society, right? And the attention that you're going to attract. So instead of you saying that, why don't you say, you know what? I really don't want that attention coming my way. So let me try to minimize that attention to the best of my ability. Are men still gonna talk to you? Probably so. That's not the point. Of course, dudes is probably still gonna talk to you. But the point is, you try to minimize the attention you get. You try to minimize the eyes that are gonna be placed on you. So, in the same token, I say to the brothers, like, I try to minimize the eyes on me. I don't wear designer brands. I don't wear jewelry. I don't wear certain things, because I understand what the perception is. When people see you wearing certain things, or when people see you with the ice, the hungry, look, the gold diggers and the hungry dudes in the spots, they watching you, they eyeballing you. They trying to eat too. You know what I'm saying? They trying to get a piece of the pie. Even they don't know your stuff could be fake. I mean, I guess people can tell now, but they don't know. You could have got your stuff on credit and you don't really got it, but they don't know that. But because it gives a certain appearance, it gives the illusion that you got it like that. So I'm saying that to say that, like, we have been tricked, man, to be like these big consumers. Like, our spending budget is crazy. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of that money is probably credit. Right? So I don't believe a lot of that money is cash on hand. But the point is, we are the biggest consumers, man. We are the biggest consumers. We have this deep hatred for one another. And every time people try to talk about it, here comes somebody talking about, well, what about the white folks? What about the Latino? Like, bro, why are we worrying about what other folks are doing when we trying to get our people better? Why are we worrying about, why somebody always bringing up what other people are doing anytime we're trying to highlight change for our people or our immediate community or the people that is right next to us, the people that we see constantly? Anytime we trying to bring up or highlight something, there's always people trying to divert the conversation to something else. There's always people trying to shift gears to talk about something else. Like what is wrong with these? Like, I really look at these people like ops, man. Like, some of these people, if people trying to get together to talk about the betterment of the community, neighborhood, the people, and here you come trying to divert our attention, I look at people like that. You an op. You gotta be an op. You trying to hinder what we trying to do here. Like who sent you? Man, like, it was like, I'll be like, what you looking at? Like what's up? You get what I'm saying? Because I had that mindset of, like, you trying to do something to me. You trying to take from me. You trying to rob me. Or you thinking ill of me. I don't know. Like, I just, you be conditioned in the hood. Make sure y'all like the video. You be conditioned in the hood to just respond to things a certain way. Right? So for a long time, I feel the dude staring at me like, I gotta check that. Like, what's up? I know you from somewhere. Like, what's going on? I had to do that, right? But before I did that, I already had hatred in my heart for my own people. I already had this mindset of, like, homie, like, I'll do something to you. This is the mindset. Way before you get to the point, of approaching somebody. Way before you get to the point that I'm gonna step to that person, you already had your mindset up. Like, I would do something to this person. I'll beat you up. I'll stab you. I'll do X, Y, Z. You already had that mindset. So what I'm trying to get at is that it took a while to move away from that conditioning. It took a while for me to, like, not look at somebody from my community and be like, yeah, like, I'll do something to you, right? It took a while to just be like, just move around on black love. Like, you're not my enemy, homie, unless you're trying to do something to me. And half the time, you might be trying to do something to me because you haven't moved away from that mindset. So, but at the end of the day, you still, we didn't choose the communities we was born to. We didn't choose the neighborhoods that we currently live in or lived in. Like, we didn't choose that, right? But it's on us, on how we live in those communities. And I'm really trying to get at, like, the housing, how the housing situation is changing, man. Like, that's really what I'm trying to highlight to people. Like people are being pushed out. And can we blame the gentrifiers? I mean, can we blame gentrification? Can we blame gentrification? Like, we blame women for coming out the house the way they come out the house, but we the ones that made them hoes. I know a lot of dudes don't want to accept that. Like, a lot of the music was glorifying that stuff. A lot of the music glorifies being nowadays is being on demon time. But before that, music, the gangs, music was pushed to the gangs was pushed to the music. People want to be like them rappers that were either Blood or Crip. Alhamdulillah. Excuse me. So here we are. Can we really be mad at the behavior of these sisters when we treat them like hoes, bro? When we gas them up just to get in their pants, and then we toss them to the side, and we continue on our legacy of dirtbagness. I just made that up. But we continue being dirtbags. We don't just stop there. We continue to do it because we continue to push the narrative that it's okay to have mad bodies for men. But then we shame the women who's getting the mad bodies because we smashing them. We smashing them. And there's a bunch of dudes in competition to smashing Jones, and then we want to be mad. Like, come on, let's keep it real. Like, can we really be mad at some of these sisters when we the ones that have been pushing the envelope? Can we really be mad that they're coming into our communities and saying, like, yo, we don't even want you here no more? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can be mad, but think about it. Have we been taking care of business? No. We keep the property crime we do. We keep the property low. We keep the property low. All them shootouts, robberies, all of the stuff that happens, we keep the things low. For people to come in, outprice, outsource, and then boom, now we gotta go. Bro, their plan is to keep us at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. Like, I don't understand, like, what people don't understand about that. The plan is to keep us at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. Which is why anybody can, I said this in another video, which is why people can just pull up to this country and go up the ladder. Meanwhile, we still trying to figure it out. Right? Meanwhile, we still trying to get the loans. Meanwhile, we still at square one. We don't trust each other, man. We don't trust each other. You know, I spoke to this Indian person that said, you know, that they use the model of paying certain workers like cheaper, like less money. Just they pay the workers less money so they could save the extra money, and then buy another business. I said, that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. You pay the workers lower wages so that you can save the extra money that you would have normally paid them, so that you can buy another business. And then somebody else could move out and go over there and manage that business. I said, Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I said, that makes perfect sense. Now, if we would try, I said, will we be able to do that? I said, you know what? There's so much distrust. Somebody would have been like, nah, I want all my money. They would have never seen the vision. Try to fight you. Like, it's just so much stuff that happens, bro, when you try to, like, put somebody up on game. And it's like, yo, we got a question. Like, why is... it's not even about why. We have to feel uncomfortable, right? We have to feel uncomfortable to the point where we are questioning, like, why do I feel like it's okay? Like, why do I feel like something could be happening to somebody and all I'm going to do is pull out my phone? You know, the other day I broke up a fight. They were fighting in a spot, and, you know, I got involved. And like I said, I'm not sitting here telling people just go breaking up fights and getting involved and stuff. What I'm saying is that, like, I broke up a fight. I seen something happening. It was, you know, it seemed safe enough for me to get in there. I got in there, broke up the fight. So I grabbed this dude, told him to chill. And he turned around. Looking at me like, and he had this look like he wanted to get crazy with me. And what I said was, I was like, homie, relax, bro. In a calm way, I said, bro, your problem's not with me, homie. I said, but we gotta be better towards each other. They was jumping this dude. I said, bro, your problem's not with me, homie. I said, but we just gotta be better people, man, to one another. And, you know, son left it at that. I don't know if that moved him. I can't say, oh, he felt the words, but what I can say is, it ain't go nowhere. It ain't escalate. Sometimes we be thinking stuff gonna escalate. Sometimes that be our own fear. And our own fear does not allow us to move, so we freeze. So that's one thing. It's one thing for your movement. I mean, there's one thing for, like, fear to paralyze you and you don't do nothing. But then there's people who the first thing they do is pull out a camera to record, to put it on TikTok to go viral. Like, what? Like, come on. Like, that's not a person that froze up. That's a person, like, you gotta ask yourself, what is going on in your heart that you find satisfaction in somebody getting jumped, or you find satisfaction in somebody getting stabbed? You find that you just looking for likes. Like, you gotta ask yourself at some point, like, is something wrong with me? And if it is, how do I rectify that? And I think that's one of the biggest issues. People don't see no fault with what they're doing. People don't see no fault. You don't think it's strange that you get so, like, why do you get so upset that somebody looking at you? This is another thing I have to get over. If somebody just looking at me, oh well, so what? Look away. If you know what? If I look away from a person that's staring at me, I can no longer see them staring at me, unless it's probably from my peripheral. But if I completely divert my attention from somebody that's staring at me, I can no longer see that person staring at me. So what I learned to do, I learned that a lot of problems come when you face fight dudes. Y'all know how it goes, right? Dude staring at you, you start staring back, y'all both face fighting, y'all having this contest, face fighting contest, leads to a problem. Because somebody gonna say something, it's gonna escalate. It always escalates. So you know what I do? I don't face fight nobody. I don't be staring at nobody. If somebody looking at me, at first I might look, I might try to see if I recognize you from somewhere, whatever, you know, safety first. But outside of that, I'm not face fighting with nobody. I'm just not. Because I already know what it leads to. But I don't even come outside my house trying to face fight people. I don't come outside my house like I wish a nigga would. I don't come outside with certain things on my heart, man. Like, really, I just be trying to vibe. I just be trying to chill. If I could do something for somebody that can change something, if I could share a word, if I could give somebody $1, if I could, whatever. Like, this is the things that be in my mind. Like, I'm looking for, like, how can I do certain good things, right? How can I alleviate somebody's thing? So that's just what I be trying to tell people, right? Hold on. So yeah. So I just be trying to tell folks, like, listen, man, we have to be better for our people, man. We gotta start looking at our people differently. Because if we don't do it, nobody else gonna do it. If we don't look at ourselves differently, if we don't look at us, like, bro, I could tell you going, like, listen, I could see somebody ready to crash out, and I'm not gonna add gasoline to that. I'm not gonna be like, nigga, I'm not about to have a who the toughest contest. I'm not gonna do that. I obviously see you trying to crash out, and I know it's not because of me. I know it's because you got something going on, and this is how you release your frustration. So me knowing that, why would I add gasoline? Why would I add fuel to the fire? No. I'm not even trying to engage with you. Because you know what? You're just going to stop doing what you're doing. Like, if I ignore you, and I just, like, whatever, like, diffuse, that's diffusing the situation right there. I'm not even gonna stare back at you. I'm not even gonna, like, you know how many times I see people get on the train and they say things like, oh, I wish somebody say something to me. And then you see somebody say something, like, why? Why would you go say something? Like, and this is why I don't understand, like, it don't gotta be a contest, man. It don't gotta be a contest, but we gotta stop. We gotta knock it off. We have to knock it off, bro. It's not cool. We gotta knock it off. Because as we doing that, bro, they moving into the other phases of their plans, bro. They moving into the other phases of their plan. And we still here fighting over the crumbs. We could have been done something. We could have been done something. All we do is make other people rich. All we do is make other people rich. It's crazy. That's all we do. All we do is make other people rich. Do you believe that? That's all we do. We make other people rich. And then we sit around and complain, but, like, ask ourselves, man, these people are doing these things to our communities because we dropped the ball. We don't take care of our stuff. We don't take care of our communities. We don't take care of our women. And then dudes be out here complaining, like, why y'all don't listen to us? Bro, they watched you for a long time. They watched your behavior for a long time, bro. They watch you, a lot of them get the cheeks and then dip out. They heard you talk about them crazy in your music. Even if they wasn't hoes, they heard you call them hoes, call them the B word. Like they paid attention to you, bro. They paid attention to you. Young dudes, why would the young dudes listen to you? Why would the men listen to you? Bro, they watch you use them. They watch you manipulate them. They watch you bamboozle them. I mean, some of them still falling for it, but they watch your behavior. They watch our behavior. Damn, it's snowing in New York. They watch our behavior. So we be sitting here acting oblivious. It's just like the older people. The older people be out here, they be talking mad trash. Oh, these young people in the drugs, on the pills, and boom, boom, boom. And it's like, homie, a lot of y'all use mad drugs. A lot of y'all smoke. Some of y'all smoked crack. Like, what are y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? These young people and the drugs. Some of y'all smoked crack. like did coke. Some of y'all did PCP. Some of y'all did all type of stuff. But y'all want to sit here and, I don't know what it is. And y'all want to sit here and them young people in the drugs. Like, bro, people watch and observe, man. People watch and observe. I ain't need to make this loud too long. I just want people to pay attention, man, to what's happening to folks. Folks is being displaced. Folks is being displaced. Mainly living in projects, right? It's taking a long time for people to move out of their homes. You get what I'm saying? Like, people are living packed like sardines. Like, shortage of housing. Like, it's a lot of stuff going on, man. And it's mainly affecting. And we have visuality. We have bought into it, man, and it's destroying us. Everybody think they doing shit on their own. Like, we have a duty to one another, regardless of how we may want to feel, regardless if we agree or not. We have a duty to one another. We have a duty. We have a duty to one another. Like, all the stuff that we got, all the things that we benefit from, we didn't create it. It was already here when we got here. Somebody contributed to society, and we benefited from it. And it helped us. And we either contributed to it or we didn't. But it was here already. So we are thankful for some of the stuff that we have. We are thankful for some of the rights that we have. So it is on us to create the next thing. It is on us to make things better for the next people coming forward. But a lot of us have this mindset like, I ain't got to do shit. I ain't got to live up to no greatness of the people that came before us. Like, we just don't care. I was just telling my man this thing the other night, man. I was like, bro, we gotta get our shit right, bro. I said, we out just trying to have fun, like distracting ourselves from our greatness, from creating. Like, we out not even living up to the expectation. We just out. Like, we out all the time. Like, at some point you just get tired of that stuff. Like the video circulate. It's like, yo, we out all the time. We out all the time, using that valuable time. And it's like, yo, like, we could be using our resources and our time to create. Put our minds together to create something strong, something powerful, to build. But we not. We're like, yo, I'm at 4-2. I'm not sitting here talking to high horse, man. I'm at 4-2. I'm not living up to the expectation, man. I'm not living I'm not. So I see it, bro. We be out every night. Every night we out doing the same thing. Wasting our resources. We outside. It's cool. You see the video, it's cool, go out and, but sometimes people also use that as a coping mechanism. Our people got this thing where we distract each other a lot. We distract each other a lot. So, and I get it, man. Some things are hard to bear, man. Some things are hard to hold. So when it's hard for us to hold it, what we do is we you know, drugs, sex, what's the thing? Drugs, sex, something else. But it's easy to get into that, right? That's how when people be like confused as to like, yo, like how you became like this. I be interested in people's stories like that. Like how you ended up like this. You know? Because yo, anybody could end up how so many people end up. Because we be trying to run from the truth, man. We be trying to run from the pain. Like nobody want to feel pain. But it's part of the game. Hey, that rhyme. Nah, but on real talk, man, like people be trying to run. We be trying to run, man. We be trying to run. So we like when I see people constantly that you know, it's always like doing the same thing like me, because I be outside, right? So we obviously all doing the same thing. It's something we running from, man. Something we running from, or this is a way we cope with things, right? And sometimes it's hard, man. Sometimes you don't want to live dwelling on like sometimes you see so many things that you just want to go out and see something different, or you just want to feel joy, even if it's for a few minutes, a few hours, or you laughing, or you dancing, or whatever. The joy could come in many different ways, but I'm saying like, and sometimes that becomes a cycle. It becomes a cycle of like chasing that dopamine, chasing that feel-good feeling, and then next thing you know, you an addict. You stuck doing something till you read that, because you don't even realize that, you know, the repetition, and then you get stuck. But we gotta pay attention, man. We gotta pay attention. Like our communities are looking different. Certain people are getting pushed out. Certain people are being brought in, right? So we gotta pay attention, man. We gotta pay attention to what's going on, because these people, like I said, these people are very strategic in what they're doing. So they're very strategic in what they're doing. So, but like I said, man, we gotta change our hearts, man. Our hearts. And I know this might sound like, I don't know who listening, who's still here, where you're tuning in from, but like our hearts are sick, bro, and it's okay. And I'm not saying it's okay for you to stay there. Our hearts are sick because we live in a sick world. We live in a sick world, and we grew up in neighborhoods and communities, and we witness sick stuff. So that's why we sick. The sickness, sometimes, a lot of times, it's not even like that. Oh, we just wanted to be sick. Nah, man. The sickness is contagious, right? It's also one of those created. You create the environment, and you know, it's almost like them research, when they have like the research that they be doing, right? Like they create like these viruses or whatever. Like you create something, and then you let it get out of hand, right? And you keep people preoccupied with trying to get themselves out of that sickness, while at the same time you get to work on your other plans. This is what's going on, man. They got us sick, and we fighting, and we trying to figure out. Some of us are trying to figure it out. Others are not. They don't even care. They're like willing participants in the test. Like some people are just willing participants, and other people are oblivious. They don't even know what's going on, right? But it's like while we busy with that, they give more time to really strategize, man, and how they really is gonna keep us at the bottom of the bottom. And it hurts, man, that like you can't even have these conversations with people, because they like so quick to like, oh, you one of them dudes, oh, you a hotep, you this, you that. And it's like, bro, like people don't even wanna seek knowledge or be smart anymore. Like people don't even want to read a book. Like you start talking a certain way, people like it's just always some negative stuff to say, man. Like, and it's just like, yo, when did we get like this? When did we get like this, man? It's crazy. When did we get like, we got sick hearts, man. Sick hearts. Do you know how sick you gotta be? Do you know how like think about this. You got into a fight. You get into a fight with somebody. Yo, people always fought. That's not nothing new. People have always fought in the playground. People have always fought in school, in the lunchroom. Fights happen. Fights happen even among siblings. Like people have always fought. That's nothing new. Like, you know what it is like that you get into a fight with somebody, and because they so enraged or their ego is so bruised that now I gotta die or you gotta die because we had a fight, bro. Because we had a fight. Do you know how much hatred I gotta have in my heart? You know how much hatred I gotta have in my heart to go grab a gun and unalive you because we had a fight? Because I had a fight? Thank you, David. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Jordan, Leo King. I was driving, so I couldn't really look at the stuff. But I'm like, I want you to think about that, man. Dudes go to the club, you step on somebody accidentally. Like, how much hatred do you have in your heart for me that like you trying to harm me severely because I stepped on your shoe, homie? Because I like, you get what I'm like. Even it's like, oh, I talked to your girl and I didn't know she was your girl, or your girl was playing something. Like fighting over girls, like somebody gonna lose their life over a girl, homie. Like we do a lot of crazy things. We do a lot of crazy things. Like when you sit down and you try to unpack them, you just looking at it like, bro, like is I can't even understand it. Like bro, like you really trying to like put me under. You're trying to put me under the ground because we had a fight, bro. It's crazy, bro. I had plenty of fights, bro, and I never went and got my gun to go shoot somebody over a fight. And the one time I did that, it was with people that it was already lit. Like, we already had gun drama with them. So, and even then, we had gun drama, and even then, like, when we seen them, it was on sight. We getting it shaking. Like, if I ain't got the gun, with the fist, I'm using my fist, whatever I got. That's the only time, bro, where people that it was lit. It was already gun drama. Like, other than that, I'm not, like, it's cool. Like, I could fight somebody. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, the hatred that we have, the distrust. And I don't want to keep talking about why it is, because this is what we do a lot. A lot of times, we just want to keep talking about the past, right? I'm not saying the past doesn't influence the future. We spent too much time talking about negative aspects of the past, right? We don't spend enough time talking about our heroes. We don't spend enough time talking about the people that constantly fought, the people that constantly organized, the people that they loved each other, right? They understood, right? Some of them people, they loved us and they didn't even know us. They loved us and they didn't even know us. They did things so that the people in the future didn't have to go through or experience the things that they experienced. And you know what we do? We spit in their face, bro. We spit in their face. The freedom that we have today, the things that we are able to do today, right? It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. We don't spend enough time talking about joy. We don't spend enough time talking about the people who did a lot, man. Our heroes. We don't spend enough time talking about them. We don't spend enough time talking about how they strategized, what solutions they found. We don't spend enough time trying to add to their work. We don't spend enough time talking about these things. But we spend hella time talking about negative stuff. Like, this is the culture, bro. We spend hella time talking about celebrity gossip. We spend hella time talking about Remy and Papoose. We spend hella time talking about a lot of like other stuff that doesn't really serve us. Like we love gossip. We love talking about beef. We love talking about anything that's negative of the culture. We love talking about the things that cripple us and keep us back, but we hate talking about strategies. We hate talking about solutions. We hate talking about, okay, this is what our people did in the past when they was going through this, or this is like what our heroes did, or this is something that we can do, or this is how we can change, or maybe this is something that we can try, or maybe this is, we don't be talking like that. We don't spend enough time talking about that. We don't speak life and joy to each other every day. Parents do that too. You know, some parents from a very young age, parents do that to their kids. They cripple them mentally. They don't speak no life. Thanks for the donation. I don't know if I could see who it was, but thank you. I appreciate that. We don't speak enough life to our children. From the moment they're born, they see our bad attitudes. They see our hatred for maybe their dad. They see our bitterness. They see like every time something bothers us, like we yell at them. Sometimes some of us even curse at them. Like we don't speak life into our children. It's crazy. We don't speak life into our children. And then we wonder why they cripple. We wonder why they grow up like that. We wonder why like damn, they so pessimistic. We wonder why they're not creative. We be just wondering. Yo, we gotta be better, man. We gotta be better for one another. I know that shit sounds good. People say it all the time, but like, no, bro, like, we really sick, man. We really don't like each other. We really don't like each other. And it's not your fault that I'm in my situation. It's not my fault that you in your situation. Like, so, you know, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, if you really think about it, like, it's crazy. It's crazy the amount, and that's why I say, like, you gotta have a certain amount of hatred in your heart to wanna take my life, because we got into a fight, bro. To wanna take my life behind little things, and this is the things that are happening, bro. You're seeing people, like, since when you can't diss somebody in a song, in a hip-hop song, because now I gotta kill you. Like, yo, that was the art of hip-hop. People make music, you diss somebody, they dissed you back. Like, you kept it competitive. Now it's like, don't mention my name, or I'm spinning. Like, yo, it's crazy. I don't know, my neck hurt. Ooh, I think I slept bad. But and I think I'm about to be here for an hour, man. I was just like, yeah, I appreciate everybody that tuned in, man. I think, like, I hope, like, you able to reflect, right? I hope the people that were listening, like, look at yourself, man, because sometimes these things apply to us, right? Sometimes, like, you know, I go to the hood and I stopped doing this thing where it's like, I mean, I'm not stupid, you know, there's danger. But you know one thing I realized about our people, man, like, if you're not on nothing, a lot of times people not on nothing, man. I think, like, I've been to some cities, man, like Baltimore, Detroit, let me think about it, LA, like, I've been to, like, different cities, man, like, and, like, my experience has been different. Like I just been on black love, man. Like I just move a certain way. Like I'm not here. I'm not selling no drugs on your block. I'm not in no op gang. I'm not gang banging. I'm about us, man. I'm about furthering the our people, man. Like and people will get it, man. Like I know some of us have this fear. I remember when I was on my way to Detroit, people were telling me like, "Oh, be careful out there." Like, we before we even give our people a chance, sometimes we already beating them down. Like we already stepping on them before we even give them a chance. We already like, you gotta watch them niggas over there. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I fall into that, right? Sometimes cause you know, there's the realities of danger. There's the realities of things that actually do happen, right? But I think at the same time, I give people the benefit of the doubt, like, and I think some people don't. Like, who am I? Like, I've been incarcerated. I'm somebody that, like, man, most of society will not want to give me a chance to do anything, to better myself, give me an opportunity. Like, that's who I am. Why would I sit here and replicate that on my people? Like, why would I sit here and do that to somebody else that's just like me? Somebody, like, why would I do that? And I think a lot of us do that. I think and I'm not telling people don't be stupid. Like, the hood is definitely the hood for a reason. But I think at the same time, man, we gotta start. We gotta spread joy, man. We gotta spread like love. Like, I say what up to people I don't know. Like, I'll be like, hey, what up? I talk to people I know, people I don't know. Like, I'm just that person. Like, I'm not trying to be somebody that, I'm not trying to be somebody like that's just walking around doing the same thing they doing. Like, for what? Like, how can I combat what they doing if I'm walking around mean mugging too? You know that's not gonna work. You already know the moment you start mean mugging people and doing all of that, that's a recipe for disaster. So why would I do that? Why would I do the same thing they doing? No. So what I do is I say what up. I see people in the hood. Even if they look questionable, I might be like, what up, man? Yo, I'm telling you, that shit breaks the ice every single time. Every single time. And it catches people off guard, because it's like they don't expect you to say what up to them. They expect you to mean mug them back. They expect you to possibly say something. It's like they waiting for something, right? So when you see them and you go like, so when I see people and they might, I dress a certain way, I wear a do-rag. Oh, damn. So when I see certain people, right, I'm dressed a certain way, I look a certain way, they expect my face is serious a lot of times. Like, so when people see me, they're already expecting a certain demeanor from me. You get what I'm saying? So, like, I mess their head up all the time, because they already have an expectation. I think a lot of us, that's how we show up. When we see our people, we profile them. Oh, he got a do-rag on. Oh, he got this. Oh yeah, he probably doing that. Like, like. And what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that like you are not gonna have your your reservations for people, because it should be happening. It be real out here. So I'm not telling you don't have your reservations for people. I'm just saying that, like, at the same time, you gotta have the door open for different possibilities. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying everybody deserves the benefit of the doubt, unto proven otherwise. But we definitely gotta start moving with more love in our heart for our people, man. Like, you gotta remember, like what your people been through, man. Like, what you seeing is symptoms. When I see people acting out, when I see people wilding out, when I see people on drugs, when I see people homeless in the street, like, I understand that is a symptom of like what we've been through. Like, there's something in that person's story that links you to that person. When I see the homeless, I don't be like, ill, bum, get out of here, all that wild stuff. Sometimes they could become annoying. There's some of them that are very persistent, but I understand why they feel very persistent. They might not know where their next meal gonna come from. So You need to be grateful that you know where your next meal is coming from. They don't, but you do. They don't, but you do, but you upset that they bothering you. I get it, it's annoying, but at the same time, like, it helps me recognize my blessings. I'm like, yo, I could be homeless, man. I could be that person right there asking for change. I don't think I'll ever do that. Like, even if I ain't had no bread, like, I don't think I could do that. You get what I'm saying? But at least I'd be like, I'm humble enough to be like, I could be, I've been homeless. I not like in the street like that, but I could be that person. I could be somebody not knowing where my next meal gonna come from. I could be somebody, you get what I'm saying, in need at any moment. Sure, I'm in need now. But the point is, like, we just gotta move. We move with so much anger towards one another, and it's like, it's misplaced anger when you really think about it. It's just like the case with the police, right? A lot of people be mad at the police for whatever happens in the community. When they kill somebody, people be mad at the police, right? And I get it. But the real thing is, the real problem is the people who allow the police to get away with it, right? I'm not saying the police are not a problem. What I'm saying is, if there was a system of check and balance, if every time the police got out of line, they went to jail, they got fired, or they were reprimanded in the way that they were supposed to be reprimanded, we probably wouldn't be having a lot of cops doing what they're doing today, right? And we would probably be satisfied that, like, the police is not above the law and they can get in trouble for the things that they do. So in reality, we have problems with, I don't know if you want to call them the politicians, or we have the problems with police too, but I'm saying, if there was a system, we have a problem with the people who don't hold the police accountable when they do wrong, right? That's the main problem. You letting them get away and you're not holding them accountable. So the same thing goes for us in our hood. Like, we live in certain communities that are distressed, that are going through certain issues, and what we do is just look at one another, and it's almost like we look at each other like we're the cause of each other's problem, right? Like, we look at each other like we're the cause of each other's problem, so we treat each other a certain way. You know, we disrespect each other, we violate each other, we ready to take each other's goods. Like, I'm ready to rob you. Like, we ready to, like, kill each other. We're just ready to do so much things to each other because we think we are the ones that are responsible for what's going on, and in reality, we really not. And at the same time, there's agency. At the same time, you gotta ask yourself, like, why am I comfortable going to rob an 80-year-old woman? Like, why am I comfortable going to take from some 60-year-old woman? Why am I comfortable going to take from the dude down the street who's struggling to feed his people just like me? You gotta ask yourself that. A lot of people don't got no room to really, like, check their heart, man. That's why I said people got sick hearts. A lot of people don't got no room in their heart. Their hearts are dark, you know. And it's sad, man. It's sad, and those people, you got to be wary of them. I know I'm saying what I'm saying other stuff too, but, like, don't be stupid, man. Some people, there ain't no reason with them. Some people is no, but there's more people that you can reason with than people that you just can't reason with, right? There's way more people that you can move about with love, that you can move about with care, that you can move about with different things, and you will get different results. And then there's some people, like, be careful, man. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all be safe out there. Y'all stay blessed. And I gotta be a little more focused on my YouTube stuff, man. I kind of, like, neglected my YouTube, but I'm definitely trying to put some stuff together, so I could have a little more consistent flow like I used to. But y'all have a good one. Y'all stay blessed out there. I'm here in Baltimore, man. Oh, he said I'm here in Baltimore. I was just in Baltimore. That's crazy. I literally just left Baltimore. But y'all have a good one. Y'all stay blessed. Peace. How you damn, I forgot how you even end this.